So once the Declaration of Independence was signed and the Americans had to mobilize for war, they found that they had a few advantages and a few disadvantages. First of all, their major advantage was the citizen soldier. The militia had risen up and had promised a defense against the incoming British. The idea being that they were going to rise to defend their homeland. The problem was that the citizen soldiers, the militia, were not very effective. They were prone to desertion, and once the threat was gone, they typically were gone as well. Washington constantly bemoaned the militia, which we sort of idolize today and lionize, but the militia wasn't very effective. What Washington wanted was a professional military, but the weakness here was that the Americans did not have a whole lot of money. The Confederation government didn't have the power to tax. Oftentimes, the state governments refused to send the money that they had promised to help support the revolution. So they were poor. They didn't have the manpower, at least at the beginning, and the people that did sign up for the military tended not to stick around too long, at least early on. We do see that this changes as time goes on, and Washington is one of the advantages that the Americans have. Washington, while he was a terrible military leader, his battle plans were never all that great. He was able to whip the morale into shape, and he was able to keep people fighting that may otherwise have quit had there been a different leader. Other advantages, they were fighting on their home turf, so they were able to take advantage of the terrain. Another advantage that often gets overlooked is that they were an insurgent group within their own community. So the military, at least some of the military, was able to blend into their surroundings much more easily. Sometimes this is that guerrilla warfare that people talk about. But Washington always wanted to have a pitched battle that would settle the whole situation, that would finally finish the war. But the strategy that they end up using is one of hit and run, at least after 1776, 77. It's really a battle of attrition, prolong the war, and then eventually, hopefully, the British will get tired of spending the men and the money in the revolution.